The first question is, I guess, when did your love of music start? And not necessarily just playing guitar, but I guess when did you become aware of music?
Well, I grew up in a very musical family, so it started at a very young age. We had a piano in our house for a long time. My mother played the piano, and my grandmother was a honky-tonk piano player, so she played rags and all that kind of stuff. Really nice, and her hands just flew when she played. It was really nice to watch. So there was that. My uncle was a drummer, so we got to see drum kits. There was a drum set in my grandma's basement for years and years, and we used to dig it out and
Okay.
mess around with it. So that would have been the early stuff. Also in the closets at my grandma's house there was a violin at each of the grandparents' house. Both grandpas played. I never heard them play, but they had violins. So there was always music things around, and my father played steel guitar, or Hawaiian we call it.
Okay.
Back then it was called Hawaiian, which was an SS Stewart guitar with real high action on it, and played with a steel bar. So that guitar is what really got us sparked. We wanted to bring it home, but my grandma wouldn't let us
Okay.
because she said, if you take that guitar home, you don't want to come and see me. So we kept going to grandma's house playing the guitar, and then one day she finally let us bring it home.
Now, how old were you roughly?
Oh gosh, well that would have been my first. I would say that was from being a little kid, like
Yeah.
little, 3 years old, 4 years
Oh
old.
wow.
And I got a ukulele when I was 5.
Mhm.
So music was from a very young age, and we all tinkered on the piano. My brother played accordion, my other brother played guitar, and so then I just kind of followed along and started tinkering around on the piano a little bit. I don't play piano now.
Mhm.
When I walk by it, I touch it all the time, play chords and stuff.
Okay.
But the stringed instruments was my thing,
Okay.
for sure.
Who would you credit the most for introducing you to maybe playing guitar or music in general?
Probably playing guitar would have been, we would first of all be thankful to my dad that he had a guitar. We didn't really hear him play.
Okay.
He was done playing by then, but the guitar is what sparked it. So definitely my dad, and then I would say my brother, Jay, my next oldest brother.
Okay.
He's 2 years older. He took up the guitar, and he had an electric guitar, and that really got me going.
Mhm.
He didn't want me playing his guitar, so when he was away from the house, I would sneak it out and play it. So he had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd
Okay.
say my next oldest brother really got me going on the guitar.
Okay. Do you remember writing your first song? And how old were you?
Yeah, first song. I think it was probably in around 72.
Okay.
Yeah, 72, 73. I was in high school, and I wrote with my next door neighbor, who's in my band now, Dan Tuffmeyer.
Oh, okay.
And we wrote a bunch of songs on his Breezeway. We were real Gordon Lightfoot fans. We loved, Gordon Lightfoot was a big one that we both shared our love for. Also, we liked Seals and Crofts, who came along, and they were amazing. Mandolin and guitar. So that started my love of the mandolin. So listening to that music, we started writing our own songs. And I still have those early songs. They don't get performed very much now, but they're fun to look back at because it was the start of something, for sure.
Well, that's for sure. I remember you once told me that you love playing the drums. I forget exactly what you said. Did you say that you love playing drums more than guitar?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. If I could put instruments in order, it would be drums first, bass second,
Okay.
and guitar third.
Okay.
Even though I've gotten pretty good on the guitar, I'm a closet drummer and a closet bass player. What happened with learning them was my brother's band would practice at the house, and if the bass player didn't show up on time, I'd play bass till the bass player came. If the drummer didn't show up, I would play the drums till the drummer showed up. Or if he didn't show up at all, I would practice with them for their practice. So I got to love the drums and the bass a lot. And so when I write songs, I automatically hear the bass lines. I know exactly how I want the bass to be, and I know what I would like a drummer to do.
It's good.
Yeah.
What's your most memorable or interesting show you've played?
Wow, there's been a lot. I would say probably many years ago, a real memorable show was playing up north at a United Church camp,
Okay.
and it was just an amazing night because it was in, we called it the Chipboard Palace. It was a building that they lined all the walls with chipboard.
Okay.
So we thought it was really cool. It was an interesting, kind of rustic looking place. And we did a concert for a whole bunch of people that were on a retreat. And we took the band up there, and that would have been the New Idea band that I had years ago. And it was kind of, we did a gospel show. And it was a real nice night because they made corn, cream corn, and I love cream corn.
Okay.
And they brought bowls of it out to me as I was singing, and they fed me corn in between songs. And then they gave me a 5-gallon pail of cream corn to bring home. So that was a really good night. Kind of silly, but it was a lot of fun. And the people, I think it's because it wasn't our hometown. We were like this band that they brought in.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a whole different feeling. Like when you play in your hometown, it's great, but everybody knows you. Up there, they didn't know who we were, and they thought we were something pretty special. And so that going away from home thing really is special. So I'd say that was it, yeah.
Okay.
And there's been a lot of great shows in between, gospel shows, as well as folk shows, house concerts, everything. But that one, I think we always talk about that one. I think it was the corn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Now I know that you're a huge John Denver fan, and also Gordon Lightfoot, and so on, Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
What do people say your music's like? What does it sound like?
Well, most people do say that John Denver is probably one of the biggest influences that they hear in the music.
Okay.
I also get James Taylor quite often, which, I mean, to me, that's wonderful, because these are people that I really look up to. John Denver, I would say our voices are very similar. We have the same tone, so that's where they get that. But I've had people say crazy things to me that don't even know that I sing, and they think I kind of look like them or something. But that's pretty bizarre. I don't think I look like them or anything. I may sound like them, but I don't think I look like them. James Taylor, of course, is another big one, and then there's others. I've had all kinds of different ones. I guess it's whatever tone they hear. So I've had a lot of different ones.
Okay.
But those are the two main ones.
Okay. What song would you have liked to have written?
Oh, by golly. Oh, that's really neat, because I want to do a show one day that just features songs that I wish I wrote.
Okay.
And I'd like to do an album in that fashion, because there's so many beautiful songs. So I could list off a whole bunch. One of my early influences for folk music or Canadian music was David Bradstreet, Canadian songwriter. He lives in Toronto. He wrote a song called Renaissance that became a hit for Valdy, #1 folk singer in Canada. So because of him, hearing David Bradstreet in concert in London when I was a student there, that I came home after his concert one night and I said, that's what I want to do. I want to write songs. So he's probably way up there, as well as James Taylor, Gordon Lightfoot. So you asked about what song, though, right?
Yeah.
So if I could say, that's it from David Bradstreet. From James Taylor, Long Ago, Far Away is my favorite song of his, as well as The Secret of Life. If we have to go with Gordon Lightfoot, one of my favorites is Beautiful. I just love that one. But he's got so many. Song for a Winter's Night is probably #2. There's so many.
Yeah.
Dan Hill's another guy that I really loved, and still do. He's a tremendous Canadian songwriter. He's written all genres too. He's written stuff that jazz people have done, as well as some of the boy bands. He writes great love songs, so he's had some great success, and in country as well. So Dan Hill was a tremendous influence. Watching him perform with just a guitar, that was another guy that really made me want to just write songs. there's so many Canadian artists that I've grown up with, Bruce Cockburn included, as a fingerstyle player. I don't play like Bruce Cockburn, but he's written some amazing stuff. So I could go on all day about who I really like. And song-wise, there's another fella that played in this area at a house concert. His name is Alan Rohde, and he wrote a beautiful song that I wish I had written. And it's called, and we're going to have to edit here because I've just lost the title. It's called The Wind in Her Hair. And it's just a beautiful song. Pat Algier is another one, a songwriter from Nashville. He wrote a song called Seeds that just unbelievable. And there's many, many more. Just John Vesner from down in Nashville. He wrote a beautiful song called Where Have You Been? And the list it's so long. There's so many great songs. So I would record all of those and more, because there's just songs that mean a lot to me. Another one that's really strong is written by a guitar player for a wonderful performer, Alison Krauss. Her banjo player, guitar player, wrote a beautiful gospel song, and I'm going to see if I can remember the name of it. The song by Alison Krauss's banjo player that I truly love is A Living Prayer.
Okay.
And it's just amazing. And there's so many great gospel songs too. I'm influenced by a lot of different people.
Okay. Have you ever gotten in trouble for playing your music? Maybe at a time where you weren't supposed to, maybe too loud, or anything come to mind?
Yeah. Yeah, we were once picking on my mom and dad's back porch, and we had a banjo with us. Trace Galloway from Leamington, he brought over a banjo, and the police paid us a little visit because one of the neighbors was complaining about the banjo. And the banjo is a very loud instrument to start with. We've done some recordings with banjo where we've had to have the banjo player face out of the room. It's so loud, like face the wall, because it's just a loud instrument. So there was that time. There was another time too. I think at Gord Harwood's, the neighbor came and knocked on the siding of the house once because we were getting carried away. We had trombone and a saxophone and drums. We had everything going. We were doing a big band thing and playing some Dixieland music, and we were really going crazy. So the neighbor just thought that we should quit. So we did. So it has happened, yeah.
Okay. Who is or who are your biggest fans?
Oh, by golly. Well, I would say there's two very sweet ladies from Wheatley, the Torrance sisters. They're country gospel singers. I would say they're probably about our biggest fans. They've been to so many of our shows, and they're very sweet, and they play too. And I met them at my music store years ago and had them play for me before they left the store. After I worked on their instruments, put new strings on and fixed them, and I liked them right away. I thought they were just so sweet. They're a few years apart, but they're almost like twins, and they were answering each other's questions, and they're just very sweet. And they've given me lots of great gospel songs to learn. So I would say they're probably way up there. We had, our audience, a lot of our audience is I would call them seniors, and they kind of like what we do. And so we have a little bit older audience, but we're playing some more, well, we call it modern music. We're playing the Beatles now and stuff like that. So we're still, that's 40 years ago, but it's a wide range. There's all ages come to our shows. But, I'm kind of split in what I do because, we do gospel shows, we do kind of country shows, we do, mix shows, and then I write my own music. So there's a lot of stuff in there. And then I play a lot at senior homes. So that's a whole senior market also, entertaining the folks that live in senior homes. So. And that is amazing. I just love doing that. Big part of my life now.
Yeah, and you've told me one time that, I guess, playing at senior citizen homes, like just music itself is kind of, how should I say,
Therapeutic.
Therapeutic, yeah.
It is. Yeah, it is therapeutic, or I say it's the best medicine that you can get for having someone come in. Without taking a pill, you can get happy with music. It makes people forget about an hour of their time. Like I'm there for an hour, so they're totally immersed in the music, and you can see that they're having a real good time. And it also brings out people that aren't as responsive. Music seems to unlock something, and they really enjoy that 1 hour that I have with them. And I've been told by nurses that work at the senior homes that music is sort of like, can make them feel good for a pretty long time. Like after I'm gone, they still feel good, and they feel good for a couple hours, sometimes a couple days. It's a very good uplifting thing, so I'm glad I do that. Yeah.
What does the Dale do when he's not writing or playing music?
Well, when I'm a pretty busy guy. When I'm not writing or playing music, I always joke about cleaning my junk room. I have a junk room at my house. I think most homes have them. We don't have a garage, so we have a junk room. And it's where everything goes if you don't know where to put it. And I'm working on it right now, and it's quite a disaster. But I'm putting shelves up and putting all this stuff I've collected over the years up on the shelves. Lots of CDs and photo albums and things like that. And trying to just go through things and organize my life. I find that a lot of times objects that you collect over the years, they get in the way. Okay. And they kind of take away from your time to write. So you have to find a place for these things and hide them. So, or else just get rid of it. I'm right now in that purging mode. I'm getting rid of stuff. Okay. Get rid of the junk, make room. And so I give it away at the coffee house. Nice. Yeah, junk from my basement. So I love that. So I'm right now in a cleaning mode. And I find if I have things cleaned up a bit, I write better. So I've got a working area now where I can write. I have a big desk, and I can have papers all out and, get into it, immersed into it. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, is just get more organized.
What is something that people might not know about you?
Okay. Well, one thing in particular that they might not know about me is that I have suffered with depression for many years. But I've overcome that. And the cool thing about it is that I've been able to help people that are also afflicted with it. Because when it happens to you, you think you're the only person, but it ends up that it's like 1 in 4 people have a bout with depression or not feeling right. So in a sense, now that I've been through it, 2 very serious depressions and hospitalized and things, and now that I talk about it, I feel that I can help people with that, and I have. So that might be something people don't know about me, because they just see me as this happy guy. So that might, that's something that they might not know about, and that's okay. Yeah. But maybe we can help some people with it.
Well, thanks for sharing that.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure.
I think that was it.
Okay. Thank you, Will. That was great fun.
All right. You want to play a little bit just to kind of end the video?
Well, you could have just a...
You're working on a new song there, you were saying before, right?
Yep.
Is this it?
This is it. It'll be on my next record.
Okay.
For sure. CD, they call them now.
Great.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Will.